Everyone, this is Atya here, and after a little break I'm back with a new video, and the title for today's is why PhD. Okay, what is so special about PhD? And I've read quite a few articles and reviewed other people's opinion also, and basically there are two groups. First group says that PhD is very stressful, this and that, and the other group says that PhD is useful as far as job is concerned and all that. Today I want to give my perspective, and I would like to share what I think about PhD and whether it is useful or no. Okay, so I would be giving you both the sides, positive and negative, so that you can make an informed decision about whether PhD is really required for you or no. Now, before we begin, first I would like to highlight two things. Okay. First is that PhD students, whenever this is my second year of PhD, whenever I tell somebody I'm doing PhD, when my past colleagues or anyone asks, when I say I'm doing PhD, they are very amused, and I don't know if it happens everywhere, but sometimes I feel their eyeballs are going to pop out. So let me clarify one thing. PhDs are not special creatures, okay? They are like everyone else. Of course, certain skill set of PhDs would be different, but that too would depend on from where you have done your PhD and several other factors. But PhDs are not special humans, okay? Usually a student does PhD because of two reasons: because it's a passion or because it is one of the requirements in their career. Okay, so that is one thing. Second, PhD is not for everyone. The amount of time, mental energy and the resources, when I say resources, I am talking about time, energy as well as money, the kind of that goes into the PhD, okay, at least for around 4 to 5 years you do not get any return. So that is one thing that I would like to highlight. It is not for everyone. Just because somebody is doing PhD does not make them does not mean that people should put them onto a pedestal. Okay, and just because somebody does not have a PhD there is no link between how that person survives in everyday life. Okay, of course there are certain skill sets that PhD confers to you, and I will be speaking about that, but these two things that I really wanted to clarify. Let's begin with today's video. So regarding the positive sides, okay, why do people go for PhD? First thing is, sometimes they are very passionate about research, okay. Sometimes when I speak to my students, even in bachelor's, they are very clear, they are very research oriented, and they tell me that they want to pursue PhD in Germany in immunology, or they are very clear. Okay, so one reason is because of passion. Okay, it fuels your passion. Sometimes the degree is a necessity in getting promotion, especially for associate professors and professorship. Those candidates who have a PhD have a better edge than others. I'm talking about teaching jobs. So these are generally two of the reasons why people pursue PhD. What are the advantages of doing PhD, and what specific skill set does a PhD candidate have over others. In PhD, more than anything else, your collaboration and group working skills get sharpened, and this is one of the things that is very much required in any kind of profession, in any scenario, whether it is job or whether it is business. Okay, so because ultimately, how much ever intelligent you are, during PhD you will come across times when you will have to ask for help, and you will have to work with people who are not even who you may not like to work with. So this is one of the things, collaborative skills get sharpened. Second, defense. Okay, so what I mean by defense is, whenever you are speaking or whenever you are doing your work, there are several ways of doing that same work. Okay, now let me explain with an example. Now I am working with enzymes, so to find out the activity of enzymes there are several methods, but why am I choosing only one method? Practically I cannot be using all the methods, okay, but sometimes the efficiency could be higher, but that I will have to defend in front of others. Do you get my point? Okay, so defense skills, the ability to defend yourself, that gets sharpened in PhD. Okay, so that is one thing, and I feel these two skills are very much important if your long-term goal is business, and even in a job for that matter. Okay, so that is one of the things. In a job scenario, PhDs are more preferred as compared to non-PhDs. This is there, especially when it comes to teaching job, and I guess with company jobs also, if it is in that field, then I'm sure that would be the case. And I think the skills that I have spoken just now, they are the precursors for that. As a PhD, you will have to find answers to complex problems. Okay, and you cannot say that you cannot find answers. You will have to do that as part of your PhD. So the problem solving skills, critical thinking, that gets sharpened. Your ability to make decisions, that also gets sharpened. You are able to learn from failures. You are able to deal with failures. You cannot say that just because your experiment has failed now it's over. It's not. Okay, you will find ways around it to make that experiment work, or maybe divert to some other experiment. So that is one of the advantages of doing PhDs. Okay, you learn from your failures, you learn how to deal with it. As PhDs, there will be times when you will be uncertain of future, and you will not know whether you will be able to finish your PhD in 4 years or in 7 years, or you will not be able to finish your PhD, whether you will get along with everyone. But PhD helps you in getting comfortable with uncertainty. And I believe that is a very important trait to have. We often fear uncertainty, events with uncertain outcomes. Okay, you will be comfortable with that. So these are all the advantages, and let's move to the negative side of PhD. So as far as PhD in India is concerned, generally the stipend which the PhD fellow receives, even if you are NET qualified, is not on par. Okay, because PhD is a very creative field. Okay, even now if you start teaching somewhere, your starting salary could be around 40k or something, but PhDs are not even given that. Secondly, if in an institute along with PhD some other courses are running, then obviously those courses get preference than PhDs. This is what I have observed, unless an institute is dedicated for PhD. The reason could be various, but generally when it comes to operation and functioning, PhDs and treatment, okay, PhDs come at the bottom of the pyramid, okay. Even though whenever you picturize a pyramid, the bottom pyramid forms the foundation of all the things that will come on top, but it is the most neglected, okay. PhDs are responsible for publications, PhDs are responsible for research. Whatever innovations you see, it is because somebody somewhere in the world has done some research, has put his mind, has dedicated years for it, and then we are seeing that outcome. But PhDs generally do not get that much importance. PhD students I am talking about, those who are in the process of doing their PhDs, and this further has a tendency to lead to mental health problems and anxiety, depression and all that stuff, okay. In PhD, time is a very important resource, energy is an important resource. The work-life boundaries in PhDs, somehow they are quite blurred. When I was working as assistant professor previously, I separate my work and my personal life, but I feel those lines are quite blurry when it comes to PhDs, and I think this is the reason why many of the PhDs get into anxiety and depression mode, okay. There is no regulatory authority which takes care of PhDs, okay. Generally PhD students are the most neglected students, okay. This situation needs to change. It is changing, but still I feel though PhD is the highest very energy intensive, very creative oriented profession, but it does not get the importance that it deserves. PhD will test your patience to another level, okay. Your ability to handle deadlines, your ability to handle pressure, that will be tested to another level. You need to be prepared for that. I have seen many students who have left PhD in their 4th or 5th years, okay. So even though they knew that it is about to get completed, and I believe at some point of time in PhD there is a tendency to develop mental health issues. So these are some of the things that I wanted to speak about, the positive and negative things. And my final message would be, consider both these things, okay. When it comes to time management, energy management, I've made a video on time management, by the way. If you wish to see, I will link it somewhere in the description. However, PhD is a marathon, it is not a sprint, and we need to accept it the way it is, and it is very important that we take care of our physique as well as emotional balance while doing PhD, or it will take a toll on everything that we already have, okay. So these are some of the highlights of positive and negative sides of PhD. Whether to do PhD or no is a decision that I leave up to you. I would say if your long-term goal is job, teaching or anything, you can go for PhD. If you do not do PhD also, there is no harm. It totally depends on what your priority is, Okay, there is no right or wrong answer over here. Let me know what else do you want me to make videos on, and I shall be there. Thank you.